bet you weren't expecting to see me. I want to start today a little bit more seriously than I've started other shows, with a song that is very close to my heart and I think speaks to a lot of the contemporary culture. So please take the opportunity to reflect on your life, on my life, on our collective life.
Remember me. I just saw your movie at the theater down the street from where you and I used to play. I went to your house every day. Just a couple middle class kids. Rich and famous now, and I'm stalking your fan page. I was best friends with my favorite celebrity. I was best friends. I know that you remember me. You were always so popular. You were always so much better looking than me. You were always the person I wanted to be. I think I have to say, there's something that I lack. Can you give me feedback? I wish that I could act. I remember the play in grade 3. None of the audience cheered for me. Just a couple middle class kids. One of them with skill. Plus you are good looking. Guess I didn't fit the bill. We were best friends. Now I wallow in jealousy. We were best friends. You stole my dream job from me. You were always so popular. You were always so much better looking than me. Now you are the person they all want to see.
Take a moment and reflect.
I latched myself onto fame in order to give my life meaning, but you never knew my name. The truth is that I'm dreaming. I want to find significance. I want to make a difference. So I sit at my computer screen when all I want to do is scream and think about the life I'm wasting while I'm copying and I'm pasting celebrity values, celebrity views. I try to find my soul through you. I wish we were best friends with my favorite celebrity. I wish we were best friends. Instead I live vicariously. I was never so popular. I was never so far away from my dreams. I was never the person I wanted to be. I think I have to time to lose this dream. Not in movies. It's time to face reality. An illusion from a third grade play. All I wanted was a taste of fame.
I hope you were challenged, inspired, encouraged to reflect. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Now, friends, speaking of celebrities and celebrity culture and celebrity addictions and wannabe celebrities, just kidding about that last one. On the show today, we have Britton Ezekiel Ward, who is an alum of King's. He works at King's, but most importantly, he has 500 bazillion followers on TikTok. And if you're looking for a little sample of Britton's work, watch this video. It's about a pineapple and his life struggles.
2 days ago, I accidentally broke my roommate's pineapple stress ball. I didn't want to tell him at first, so I hid under some Christmas lights. That didn't do anything, so I eventually came clean to him. He forgave me, and our friendship was saved. At least, that's what I thought. Today I was playing some Fortnite, practicing for an epic victory royale, and I decided to take a break and eat some of my chips. I walked into the kitchen, but as I was opening the kitchen cabinet, a note fell out. I took a look at the note, and it told me if I wanted to find out who ate my chips, I'd have to go meet them on the back balcony. I checked, and my chip bag was empty. I was going to find out who ate my chips, and I already had a suspicion it was my roommate. I got to the back balcony, opened the door, and looked around. I didn't see anyone. While I was on the balcony looking for the chip thief, somebody followed me and locked the door. After realizing I'd been stood up, I turned to go back inside. The door was locked. I couldn't open it. I was trapped out on the balcony. After several hours of sitting, I accidentally tried the door once more and found it was unlocked. I was saved, and I knew it was time to confront my roommate and get to the bottom of this mystery.
Educational Ventures Administrator here at King's. Welcome to the show, Britton.
Thank you. We are just jumping right into it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you could, so suddenly walk from over there to sit down over here.
It was quite a journey.
How are you doing with this quarantine and everything?
Well, I am thriving because I am not in full-on quarantine.
Right,
like
you've been here.
Right, I live here, so I have not been quarantined like the students have, but the social distancing, that's been lonely, but probably no more than anyone else.
Speaking of educational ventures, what are educational ventures? Are they like quests that you can go on here at King's?
Yes.
I mean, we've got the house system, which is semi-mythical, so...
They are quests. Come to my office, I will assign you one. No, they are not. Educational ventures, basically, think anything that's not like a regular full-time on-campus student, like, anything that's not that, I probably have some sort of hand in. So like online students, we have a high school summer program, visiting semester students, study abroad, that kind of thing. So.
And how is that for you?
That is great.
Good.
I enjoy working for an institution that I really believe in.
Good. And for those of you who don't know, Britton graduated from King's, so you've been around for a while.
I have.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself outside of your educational ventures role?
Yes, sure. I live in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, which is beautiful. It's just to the right of Prospect Park if you're looking at New York City on a map. I've lived in the city for 5 years now, if you include my time at King's. I moved here originally because of King's, and I also wanted to pursue a career in acting, which is still what I'm trying to do, but it's kind of been put on hold.
Yeah, right now there's not much
recent events because
theater
no one is
going on.
Right.
Have you considered Zoom performances?
I have. I've considered everything, but I've taken a couple like acting classes and like master classes or workshops on Zoom, and as great as those are, I just feel like it is a better use of my time to try and work on other things than doing Zoom performances. We're all zoomed out, aren't we?
A little bit, I think.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Less time on Zoom, ideally the better, I'd say.
Now, I don't know what you're imagining when you think of Zeke's acting skills, but he's very impressive. We did a couple shows together. Well, we did one show together and kind of another. Floyd Collins, the most exciting musical about anybody who's ever gotten trapped in a cave and died. Zeke Britton, sorry, excuse me. Either one. Floyd.
It might be good to give some context on the...
So, do you want to give some context on your confusing name?
I apologize. I've always gone by Zeke my whole life. My middle name is Ezekiel. I've just always gone by Zeke. But when I started working for Kings, my legal first name is Britton. And so, I didn't want on my email and the documents and stuff for it to say Britton Ward because I work with a lot of outside partners. So I didn't want to send an email from Britton Ward at tkc.edu and then say okay, thanks, sincerely Zeke. I don't know. I just felt
and in fairness, they're both pretty cool names. I mean, you've got the strangest of the major prophets as your middle name, and then a great country as your first name. So
I never thought about it that way.
You're good either way that you go.
Okay. Well, thank you. I feel comfortable now.
Speaking of Britain and Scotland more specifically, Zeke also did a one-man Macbeth show. Was that your senior project?
I did.
Your capstone?
Yeah. So all MCA majors have to complete something called a senior capstone project. By the way, I'm an alumni of Kings. Yeah, we mentioned that. And for my senior capstone project, I kind of viewed it as this is my opportunity to do something just awesome at try and do something that I thought was really cool and have support for it before I graduated. So I thought, what's something crazy to do? And I figured, I really love Macbeth. What if I did it, the Scottish play? What if I did it as a one-man show? And so I did, and I think it worked. It was fun to do anyway.
Good. I'm glad. As we're thinking about acting, I was thinking of part of the reason you're here is the most exciting promotion of the most exciting video series.
I was just getting more comfortable.
The most exciting video series ever created here at the King's College, which is the reopening plan series. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Well, a lot of work went into this.
I can tell. I mean, it's there. You have this smolder that is both intellectual and just utterly captivating. I remember one moment you kind of turn your head this way and then the lights come on and then you're like, hello, which I thought was, a really good touch.
Yeah, I worked on that one for a couple of months, just practicing in the mirror in the bathroom. I had my little brother Titus, who's living with me, flick the lights on and off, and
I'm glad.
Yeah, I think we eventually got it.
Were there any more? I mean, I know sometimes acting can be kind of emotionally strenuous, and you could lose yourself in the character. Were there any moments you just woke up and started having, or woke up from a nightmare about, reopening plans, maybe masks floating,
Yeah. Yes, there were several times where I would wake up in the middle of a night just screaming because in my mind during my dream there were students that were on campus unmasked.
Oh my gosh.
And it was horrifying.
How are you doing now? Are you okay?
I am okay. I will be okay as long as everyone wears their mask.
Oh, nice plug. Well, if you're willing, we have a little bit an iPad in there.
Yes.
And I was thinking we could, because you have these amazing acting chops. I was thinking one of the documents that's most underestimated in the King's community is the King's Student Handbook.
I see that.
One of the most impressive things that an actor can do, I think, is read boring information in the most dramatic way possible. So here's what Britton and I are going to do. We're each going to trade off reading from the budgeting section of the King's College Handbook 2020-2021. We're just going to each read a sentence, and we're going to try to sell it like it's the most captivating and emotive conversation possible, I think, is the way we're going to go.
Between us?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, between us, yeah. So if you want to kick us off where it says budgeting, yeah, you can go for it.
Budgeting. Oh, budgeting. House organization officers must plan a budget at the start of each academic year to serve as a guide for the financial expenditures of the House organization.
Projected income and expenditures must be submitted in a formal budget as instructed by the Council's Director of Finance under the supervision of the Associate Dean of Students for student organizations or the Director of Student Development for houses, and approved by the appropriate member of the King's Council, either the Director of Finance for houses or the Director of Student Organizations.
Throughout the academic year, the budget must be tracked to reflect actual income and expenditures.
Houses and organizations must meet regularly with the appropriate member of the council for auditing and oversight purposes.
Rolling over funds into a new fiscal year.
Student organizations!
All unspent funds granted to an organization must be transferred from the organization account to the council account at the end of the fiscal year, August 31st.
All unspent income, that's right, fundraising, ticket sales generated by an organization will remain in the organization account and will roll over into the next fiscal year.
Houses.
All unspent funds, grants, and fundraising income in the house accounts will roll over to the next fiscal year unless the overall financial strength of the college warrants the transfer of unspent student account funds back into the general operating budget.
If a house does not spend 80% of the funds given to them by the council during the year in which funds were granted, the council reserves the right to grant them less than the approved per student amount the following fiscal year?
But houses may write a one-page case to the council to appeal this decision, right?
Yes. Houses may do this. Houses that win the House Cup and Interregnum are exempt from this policy, as is money raised by the houses.
That's a relief. I got worried in there for a second.
That was one of the most cathartic experiences I've ever had.
Hopefully it was a palate cleanser from your other recent acting ventures.
I would do that any day.
Good. Well, we're about out of time, but I would like to give you the opportunity before we wrap up to give any words of advice to incoming freshmen. You said you really believe in the mission of Kings, and I think I do too. I definitely do too. Please don't fire me. So, what would you say? Like, this is kind of a crazy time, but...
Yeah, you know what? I would give advice that Dr. Bradley gives to all of his freshmen, so all of you will probably hear this, but I will echo what he says. Look, one of the most important things you can do this semester is to sleep. Make sure that you sleep. Get plenty of sleep. Get enough sleep. If you don't, that is one of the leading causes of stresses, depression, anxiety. Just sleep, and you'll be okay.
Unless you're having terrible nightmares about masks.
Which won't happen if you wear them.
Great. Well, thank you for being here, Britton.
It was my pleasure and honor.
I'm so glad. And I like that you took up the couch. That was nice.
Hey, own the space, right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot to write my weekly thank you notes. Hey, Micah, can I get some thank you note writing music? Thank you, face masks, for letting me only need half a face of makeup. That one's true. Yeah. Let's get another one. Okay. Thank you, professors, for getting to send that Zoom link. Because it's the new, if my professor's 15 minutes late, I can leave. Right. Thank you, hand sanitizer bottles, for being the gel that kills all germs, yet sits inside a germ-covered bottle. Thank you, Google Calendar, for giving me 10 minutes warning to put on pants before my next meeting. That one's too real. Let's get this. face masks. Thank you. Face masks for allowing me to conceal my facial expressions when people say dumb things. Here we go. Thank you, 2020, for making today feel like March 186. And thank you to you, pumpkin spice, for being a beautiful shade of burnt orange while simultaneously being oh so white. Thank you. And now, what you've all been waiting for. Here is Dear Dr. Johnson and Doc's Daily Dose.
Hey, can you keep it down? I'm actually headed to class right now.
Hello, Kings. Back here at you with Dear Dr. Johnson questions. So these are deep questions about real problems with real people in life, and I'm here to help you navigate these dicey waters. So first question is, if you could pick an Old Testament prophet to have yell at your college self, this is a fantastic question. Which would it be? Easy. Amos, right? That guy would tell me about myself so quickly and would let me know the exact kind of death I'm going to die for the idiocy that was me in my college days. So, good question. Famous Amos for the win. Okay, I'm having trouble getting this one. Here we go. How would you avoid quarantine depression? Now, this is probably not a good question for me because you're asking me how I would avoid it. I would probably pick one person in my apartment and systematically destroy them psychologically over time. I'd find something that just absolutely unraveled them, something that just got to the limbic system, got into the fight or flight side of them, and I've just slowly pressed that button over time until they went crazy. That's how I would avoid the quarantine depression. But maybe I wouldn't advise that for other people. So maybe what you could do, I think the best thing, and my students already know that I'm going to say this, is good rituals in your life. Habits, routines, rituals, and quite seriously, get your mind off yourself. Get your mind onto other people and other things. So a good prayer life for other people is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. All right. How to secure my ring by spring. Okay, there's a couple ways you can go about this. You can get super promiscuous and just let it be known that you are ready to settle down. Maybe small advertisements on desk, like so-and-so is ready to get married, who can make it happen next week? You could be more subtle and just stand back at a distance, go out with groups of girls and guys and notice who you admire and why, and maybe home in on that person, not sociopathically, and spend time with them, see if they admire anything about you, and then see how it goes. Or you could just go with that promiscuous thing. Okay, Dear Dr. Johnson, this is a long one. I've spent most of my time in quarantine so far watching Netflix and ignoring my roommate. However, I just realized that I can't, for the life of me, remember their name. That's good. It has already been 3 days in quarantine, so I can't ask without looking dumb or inconsiderate. What should I do? This happens to me all the time in class. I either can't remember somebody's name, or I have a name locked in my head, but I know it's the wrong name and I don't know what to do about it. And so what I do is I go in the back of their apartment, behind where the trash gets taken out, and I dumpster dive and I find a utility bill. And that's the easiest way. All right, Dear Dr. Johnson, in high school, sorry, that's funny, they're saying this out of the gates. I was class valedictorian. Got nothing less than straight A's, and every person and teacher loved me. All I want in life is to continue this record here at King's. How should I accomplish this? Well, first things first, you probably need to quit smoking whatever drug that is you, because you are clearly high on yourself. If this is how you describe yourself, I was class valedictorian, nothing less than straight A's, and everybody loved me. So that's A. B, it's probably not true. There were probably lots of people who did not like you or enjoy your presence. You just don't know who they are because they kept it quiet. So the best way to accomplish success at King's is to absolutely get humiliated by going around thinking that everybody loves you and that you're going to be the perfect King student, whatever that means. But actually find some way, maybe to find where you fit in, what you're good at, and how you can help other people. Maybe I'd suggest that rather than thinking about this thing called King's as a commodity where the goal is to get straight A's. I'll be quite honest with you, no professor wants a student in their class where their goal is just to get straight A's. We don't enjoy those kinds of students. We enjoy students who come in, they look at their peers and they say, I want to help this conversation flourish. I want to help the people in this room learn. I want to learn next to them and I want to learn from them. And that's the best possible scenario you could carry out. And you can do that in the classroom. You can do that in conversations in the apartment, with your house. That's how to succeed at King's. With that, we're Audi 5000.
Hello, my friends. Guess what? For Doc's Daily Dose today, I brought somebody with me that has a little bit more wisdom than I do. Let's see what she says.
Hello, darling.
Oh, hello, Edna. Look, we have guests.
Okay, darling.
Anything that you want to say to them? No? Oh, you're going to leave it to me, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Yes, darling.
Okay, anyway. Well, I did know that Edna was going to be with me today, which is why I wore this really fun, inspirational theme park shirt with this great idea that sometimes when we're stuck on a problem, stuck with an assignment, not knowing what to do in a relationship, or one of your horrid little old roommates won't clean the dishes, sometimes we just need a little spark of inspiration. Need to do things with class, like Edna here. So anyway, I put on some of my Sunday best. This is my hipster evangelist crushed velvet jacket here. And wanted to share that with you, because who wouldn't love to hear good wisdom from me and Edna, right? Huh? Oh God, she's dead.
What is that?
Oh.
The usual, darling. Busy inventing the future.
Oh, thank God there's a future.
Well, thanks, guys, for watching today's show. Don't forget to follow @TKC Council and submit your 1 to 5 second videos, and follow @King Cinema Society in order to get updates on this wonderful show. Now, it is 9:07, which means I need to get to class. So let's go.